to formally welcome you to the 6th Benalla March Against Violence. My name is Stott and I'm a White Ribbon Ambassador. I'm the chair of the Benalla Family Violence Prevention Network, and in my day job I'm the Director of Community Health at Benalla Health. Benalla is a town which has got a problem with family violence. We've talked about this every year, and at the moment we are 9th out of 79 local government areas in the state where family violence is reported to the police, and worse still, we're 2nd where children are present where family incidents are reported to the police. So the exposure of children to family violence has lasting traumatic effect upon them, and so we want to make a difference and we want to be able to do something about it. And as a community, you coming here to this event is part of doing something about it. The Benalla March Against Violence, which we hold every year on White Ribbon Day, is supported by the members of the Benalla Family Violence Prevention Network, Benalla Police, Benalla Health, Benalla Rural City, Benalla Safety Committee, NISE, Women's Health Goulburn North East, and a number of local community members, schools and businesses who form part of the Benalla Family Violence Prevention Network. We've also been working in the last year on developing what we've called the Benalla White Ribbon Day Supporters Program. And this is a formal declaration where an agency, a business, a school, a community group have made a decision that they want to not just come to the march every year, but they would actually sign up to be part of a supporters group to promote family violence prevention within their own organisation and in the wider community. Over here there's a framed set of logos which you can take time to have a look at later on, which are all the 18 agencies who are already signed up to become Benalla White Ribbon Day supporters. So in that group, Benalla P12, FCJ College Benalla, Benalla Health, Benalla Rural City, Benalla Seroptimists, Benalla Saints, Benalla Panthers, Tomorrow Today Foundation, Benalla Lions Club, Benalla Rotary Club, Benalla Business Network, Benalla Ensign, Benalla and District Preschool Partnership, West End Store and Post, Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning, Department of Health and Human Services Owen Murray, St Vincent's de Paul's Mental Illness Fellowship. Why don't we give them a hand for signing up and becoming Benalla White Ribbon Day supporters? And many of them are here today, and I thank you for doing that. If you're standing here and your logo is not on that framed sign there, and you think, we need to sign up to this, come up and talk to me later, we can give you some information, and I'm happy to come and visit with you and have a formal signing ceremony. I'm pleased to say that the CFA, who are represented here today, have agreed to become a Benalla White Ribbon Day supporters, and their ceremony is next Wednesday next week, and I want to commend them for doing that, and that's really good effort from them. And I want to be able to stand here next year to see 50 local agencies, businesses, community groups signed as Benalla White Ribbon Day supporters, and this march continue to grow, but also what we do during the year continue to grow and develop. We're going to talk to you about 5 things that you can do today, and the first thing we're going to talk to you about is about taking the oath. White Ribbon have, and on my t-shirt is the oath has been published for quite a long time that we've been taking in previous years, but this year White Ribbon have made a decision to change the oath, and I'll read it out to you, and then what we're going to invite you to do is actually take the oath with me and and many of you would have already signed your oath declaration slips, and if you haven't done it, you can still come and do it after the event. But the oath says this: I swear I will stand up, speak out and act to prevent men's violence against women, and this is my oath. And it talks about the things that Kerry talked about. That we will stand up as a community, as individuals, that we will speak out and we will act. Because I think the time of hand-wringing and oh, isn't it terrible, and look at the news and say, isn't that terrible? Those times are gone. You here represent people who are prepared to act, and I encourage you to keep acting and to do something about family violence in your circumstance and situation. So let's take the oath together. I encourage you all to stand. And let's repeat after me. I swear I will stand up, speak out and act to prevent men's violence against women. This is my oath. Thank you. Why don't you shake the hand of the person next to you and say, good on you. Well done. The first thing you've done is you've taken the oath. The second thing you can do is get informed. Part of challenging family violence in our community is that we are people who educate ourselves and are informed about the issues and understand what family violence is, so that you can challenge bad behaviours, you can challenge the questions that come up. Whenever I talk about family violence, guess the question I get the most: what about the men? And this is absolutely true. But statistically, 70% of all family violence reports are committed by men on women. And this year alone, we are tipping over onto that 2 women a week are murdered by a partner or former partner in Australia. There have been 0 men killed by their female partner in the same period of time. Men have a propensity to commit extreme violence in their relationships with their partner. And that's why at White Ribbon a decision was made a long time ago that men need to make this a men's problem. It's not a woman's problem, it's a man's problem, because men are ultimately the major perpetrator of family violence and absolutely the major perpetrator of extreme violence in that family violent relationship. Does that mean we don't ignore the 30%? Absolutely not. Because violence in any form, whether it's a woman committing it on a man, is still violence that should not happen. And so there are support services for men, and we encourage men to speak out just as we encourage women to speak out, and we encourage you to challenge women who act badly towards their partner and do the same thing. But we know statistically, and we know from the constant barrage of news reports and bad news stories, that men commit extreme violence on women, and will continue to do so until we are able as a community to turn this around through our work here today and the ongoing work of cultural change. So I encourage you then to go to the White Ribbon website, to go to our Watch website, to the various family violence support network websites, and get informed. Get the information you need so that you can provide answers and you can speak out in your community, in your workplace, in your home. The third thing you can do is make a stand, speak up, and don't remain silent. And for some of us, this can be a challenging moment. But it's a moment that takes courage, but it's a moment that needs to be done. For young people sitting here, when one of your friends acts badly to someone else in the school community or at home, it takes courage for you to say, no, that behaviour is wrong. Or it takes courage to pick up the phone and ring the police and say, this is what's happening to my mum. This is what's happening in my friend's family. And it takes courage to support the victim and say, we're with you, we stand beside you, and we believe you, because those are the most important things that you can say to the victim. And part of standing up is to be a role model. That people look at you, and for men, other men look at you and recognise that their behaviour is unacceptable because you're modelling right behaviour. And especially for fathers bringing up young men. The challenge is for fathers to lead by example and model behaviour and values that reflect good character, not bad character. Not the character that treats women like sex objects, not the character that treats women as if they're there for men's pleasure, to do men's bidding, to do what men say. We need to be able to challenge that, and we need to model that to our young people growing up. Statistics clearly show that kids who are growing up in a family violence relationship are highly likely males to become perpetrators. But there's a percentage of them that don't. And research has shown that the ones that don't find a man in their life an important somebody who shows them a better way. And so each one of you here, whether you're a male or a female, could be an important someone to show a young man growing up that there is another way to live their lives. And you can do that. You can be the role model, you can be the mentor, you can be the encourager for young people growing up and show them that there is a different way of living. The fourth thing you can do today is you can become a White Ribbon Day supporter. Like what we got signed up here and we spoke to before. Come and see me, join the crowd, be part of a group that's actually going to make a difference in our community. And the fifth thing, and I've talked about this, is live it. Live a life that is full of encouragement. Live a life that is positive. Live a life that's respectful. Live a life that is full of good things, and that we can overcome the bad things of family violence and the negativity, because you young people especially, you can change the world. You know you can change the world. And I think some of you today listening to this, you may be world changers because you hear this message, and I want to encourage you that you can be world changers, and that we can see in 20 years' time we won't have this march anymore because we won't need it.